And I'm back. I've done a video for what seems like an eternity, mainly because it's winter and I'm not that dedicated, and you know, being a small channel and everything else, it's having the motivation and the get up and go to sort of do any videos, to be honest, this time of year. But today it is January the 30th 2022 and it's sunny, as you can see, and it's 8 degrees. Some of these back roads are a little bit greasy still though. I mean, I looked out the window this morning, I took the dogs out for a walk and I thought, well, you know, I might venture out. Look how greasy these roads look. I've just got no confidence. Oh god. So I thought, yeah, I'll get out, the roads are dry, and then you get in the shadowy bits here of the trees where there's no sun and I look all greasy and horrible. But I thought, yeah, I'll venture out and I'll brave it on the old GS, because it's been a while. Probably the last time I went out was probably October-ish, late October maybe. Didn't really keep a note of it, so I'm just sort of like guesstimating it's around about that sort of time. But anyway, I thought I'd do like a very quick sort of 2-year review, because BMW Wollaston, I nearly said Milton Keynes, in Northampton, rang me the other day and said, oh, it's coming up for your annual service. So it's booked in on the 10th of February to the dealership to have its annual service, which sort of reminded me of the fact that I've had this bike now 2 years, or coming up 2 years in another week. So it's virtually 2 years. So I'm out on it today, and I thought, well, okay, let's do like a little two-a-year review. I've done a 1-year review on it. Funny enough, this time last year, and it got a few views. So I thought I'll do a 2-year review, because you look on all the Facebook pages and so forth, and everybody slags. Oh, not everybody. A vast proportion of people on the Facebook pages have a little gripe about these 1250 GS's, saying there's too much electronics on it, so the reliability is really bad. Some of them moan about the fit and finish on the bike, etc, etc, not being great, because let's face it, you know, the price of these things, they are, and it's BMW, so you're kind of expecting a premium product for the price of it. And the badge, the little BMW badge. Come on, horse box. I don't want to fly past this horse box. Well, I'm not going to fly past anything now. Come on then. I'll take it he's got a horse in the back, the way he's going around the corner at like 2 miles an hour. Let's get past him. Shall I get past him? I'll sneak past him. At a slow, steady speed. Is that responsible riding or not? I don't know. I didn't indicate, but there you go. So being an adventure bike, the reason I spent exorbitant amount of money on purchasing an adventure bike is to go on adventures. That's the whole point of an adventure bike. Nice little two-wheeled Range Rover, as I call it. So it is lovely. It's lovely. I still find this bike very comfortable as far as motorbikes go. I mean, after I've been in the saddle for probably getting on for an hour, then I'm kind of thinking I need to get off, to be honest with you. Mainly because my hands, and I'm putting that down to an age thing. So I can remember back in the day, way back in the day, in sort of like the 80s and 90s, riding like sports bikes and stuff. When did I have my CBR? I had a CBR 600 in the J Reg, so that would have been about 93-ish. And I can remember riding that in 93. And comfort never even entered my mind, because I was in my 20s then. Now I'm in my mid-50s, well, just past my mid-50s, 56 I am, you know. Then it does start to get a little bit uncomfortable, but that's not the bike's fault, that's the old git that's on top of the bike. So comfort-wise, it's very, very good. I suppose if I was to pick faults with the comfort, I would say the seat is not the best in the world. I mean, yeah, you've got the options. Oh, you want to get one of them, what do you call it, captain seats or something? I think that's what they're called. But you know, call me a bit of a stickler, but when you're spending like whatever this, I don't even know what this bike costs, 16 grand for argument's sake. When I'm spending 16 grand on a premium bike, do you want to spend another 300-400 quid or whatever? I'm guessing the price of a seat. Do you want to spend another 300-400 quid on a seat? Because the 16,000 you've already spent on this premium product needs a £300 or £400 upgrade just so your arse don't ache. So yeah, I suppose the main thing with this, stay there please, the main thing with the seat, I find that the seat slopes forward a little bit, only very, very slightly slopes forward. So therefore, when you're sitting on it, bearing in mind I've only got small balls, I've mentioned this before on previous videos, but bearing in mind I haven't got the massivest pair of balls and they don't hang down to my knees, you know, I can sit down on the toilet and they're not dangling in the water, they're not that bad. And because you're sloping forward, you end up with your balls going at your bloody arse, to be honest with you, after a while, and you want to like stand up and try and like put them forward. You need some sort of like sports bra, like a GS bra for balls, a balls bra, a ball bar, balls bra. Do they sell that one, that Nippy Normans, do you reckon? GS ball bar pants. So yeah, that's a slight little niggle on the seat. I mean, it may just be my odd shaped body, I don't know, but I know. Apart from that, there's been no major issues with the bike. I say no major issues, there's been a few little niggles which I'll touch on briefly in a second, but there's been nothing major on it. Having said that, the adventure bike doing adventuring, I've done no adventuring on the adventure bike, so complete waste of money, to be honest with you. The bike itself, as it stands on now, is done 6,109 miles, of which I've done 5,000 pretty much. So in 2 years I've done 5,000 miles, so I haven't done a lot. And most of them miles, I'll say 95% of them miles, have been in completely dry weather. So you would expect the fit and finish to be pretty much perfect, having covered 6,000 dry miles. And it pretty much is what is expected. The screen's another. I think they do different screens for different bikes, and this particular one, in the rally colours or whatever you want to call it, seems to have quite a small screen on it. Now, again, you can buy the little thing to go on top of the screen there, because at 6'1", if I go like that, I'm nicely in the old bubble, in the old air pocket, and you sit upright, and my head's like buffered. So it just needs that little extra thing on top of there. But again, you know, would it really cost BMW much to make a screen about 3 inches longer? Probably not. And the other thing as well, because these brackets, can you see them on the camera? The brackets that hold the screen on, they're a little bit, well, they're kind of alright, but when you start getting a bit of a lick on, you can see them like, you know, disforming slightly. They're sort of like bending a little bit in the wind. So I'm thinking, if I had a bigger screen, that would have sort of, you know, obviously emphasised that even more. So screen a little bit, and you can't alter this. I wish they just had a button to up down, like sort of like the Ducatis have. There's a thing here, a twizzly thing, which is on the wrong side. It's on the right hand side. I don't know whether that's there, so it tries to put you off alternate when you're actually going along. So you can put the cruise control on and do that, I suppose, but it's not the safest sort of way of doing it. So yeah, a screen little thing. The only other things that I would say on this thing is I've had a few glitches on the old electronics, ones that I've covered in the past videos. I've had a couple of lights come on the dash. Once when I stalled the bike, basically I went to pull out a side road, stalled the bike, oh shit, I stalled the bike, pulled the clutch in, started it straight away within like 2 seconds, pulled away, just about to click it into second gear, and the bike just cut out, just as though you put the stop button on. And I was like, oh shit. So freewheeled to the side of the curb, turned the bike off, turned the bike on again, started it, rode off, and there was a warning light come up on the dash saying, you know, take it to the dealership or whatever, ride with caution, ride with caution. So I rode with caution and booked it in, and they said, oh, it just wants a software update, and that's it. Which I'm not really believing, because do you have to stall the bike in order for it to tell you it needs a software update? I wouldn't imagine so. So yeah, that was a little bit of a glitch. I think it had another epi fit as well, where they just, oh, it just needs resetting, so they literally, I just took it in and they reset it within like 5 minutes, had a free coffee and off I went. So no big deal. Now I took it out of the garage yesterday and had a little drive around on it. Ride, I hate when people say drive. I had a little ride yesterday because the roads were reasonably dry, and again I stalled it. I'm shit at this riding carry on. I think I'll get the hang of it by now after like 40 years, man and boy, I've been on a bike. But no, I stalled it and started it again, fine, and engine management lights come on, look down there on the old dash, got the old engine management light come on, and it said something along the lines of, there was an error. You get a big thing come up on the TFT screen saying some sort of engine, it didn't say engine failure, it said engine warning or something, you know, go to the dealership. So yeah, so there's been a couple of like little glitches like that, and I tell you what, I've got new boots on as well, so I'm struggling to change gear very well. I bought myself some of those Daytona boots. I don't know what they're called, Roadstar I think they're called. Roadstar GTX rings a bell, that might not be right. But anyway, I bought those and I keep going to change gear, and every now and then I miss it on the quick shifter and the whole thing goes, and I think, oh god. So yeah, I've not quite got the hang of the boots. Hopefully I'll be breaking them in. They are lovely and comfortable, and yes, they're supposed to be very, very good. German handmade boots, you know. But anyway, that's another subject. So yeah, apart from the electronic glitches, everything else is perfect on this bike. Engine's been fine. It goes all right. It stops all right. All the electronics are fine, apart from the glitches already outlined. I still love the dash. I mean, I've seen a few other TFT dashes on. I mean, I've got a TFT on my R1, but it's none of the TFTs, in my humble opinion, are as good as the BMW ones, and I'll still stand by that. These look beautiful. You can see everything. I ain't got the best eyesight in the world without my reading glasses on, and I can see everything perfectly. So yeah, overall very, very pleased with the bike. So I'm just off to my mate's house now because he's a bit weird. He's offered to clean my bike, because if you can see the flies all over this screen, where am I going now? Just if you can see the flies all over my screen, this bike has not been cleaned since I took it for its last service, which would have been last February. So it's coming up for a year since I've actually cleaned this bike. So yeah, I know, I'm such a tramp, I know. But I kind of like, the first year I was cleaning it all the time. Every time I went out on it, I was like, I want to clean it, I want to keep it nice. And then the second year, like, we went out for a good old ride in the summer. It's like, God, look at all the flies on that. It looks like a proper adventure bike now. I've proper been adventuring on my adventure bike. And then I thought, you know, I'm going to leave them flies on the front. I'm going to see if I can get any more flies. Where the hell am I going now? Right, I hate this place. This is like one of these stupid new estates. If anyone lives in Maudsley in Northamptonshire, I'm sorry, I don't mean to slag your place off, but obviously people, it was basically a field, and somebody's been given a blank canvas and said, there you go, build some load of houses in the middle of a field, basically. So considering them being given a blank canvas, they are clearly on drugs when they sort of come up with this stupid design, because it just, the roads are so, I mean, why do you have to make the roads so windy for? It just don't, I mean, for God's sake, man, what's going on? Where am I going as well? But anyway, apart from that, the bike's good. Maudsley in Northamptonshire, not quite as good. If my bike was like Maudsley, I would hand it back. But yeah, that's another story. Anyway, hope everybody's well, and I'll, my sat-nav's gone nuts now. God! And I will endeavour to do more videos in the future. So, on that note, speak to you on the next one, and goodbye.